Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you today, all right? So you know it's Wednesday, and what happens on Wednesday? We got Wzdm Wednesday. Every single Wednesday, I'm bringing to you a little piece of wisdom that I learned in my journey of life, and I'm gonna share with it and hopefully impart it inside of you, and you allow this to change your life in some way, shape, form, or capacity. All right, so today is no different. We got Wzdm Wednesday in the building, and I don't want to waste y'all time, man, right? If you're just tuning in, say what's up in the comments, right? Also, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. All right, so check this out. I was outside the other day, and I was looking at the mountains, right? And then it just hit me, right? It just hit me. I got inspired, and I was like, this is gonna be today's Wzdm Wednesday. So check this out, right? Check this out. So right here, look up. Stop looking down and start looking past your current circumstances so you can get where you're intended to go. Your current circumstances don't matter as much as you may think, okay? Lift your chin up, start moving, man, all right? Lift your chin up and start moving. Okay, you ever been down on yourself? You ever been down on yourself? When you're down on yourself, what do you usually do? Right? Your head drops down, okay? Really, let's think about this for a second. Whenever you be down on yourself, you be critical on yourself, right? What does that do? It blocks your vision. It blocks your vision. Your head goes down, figuratively, literally, right? Your energy starts to look down when you're down on yourself. It's in the word down, okay? So this is what we're going to be focusing on today. Look up. Lift your chin up, okay? Don't matter what's going on. Don't matter what's going on. You got to lift your chin up, right? Now watch this. Have you ever, when is the last time, I want to ask you something. When is the last time you sat and you looked up? You looked outward. When is the last time you looked at the vastness of life? From your ideas, from your life, to also just physically. When is the last time you went to the backyard and you looked out? When is the last time you went outside of your house or your apartment and you looked out? When is the last time? Okay? It's so easy to not see further than where we at. And the reason why a lot of times we don't look further than where we're at is because we're so bogged down. We down on ourselves. We being critical on ourselves. But the time is now for you to start looking up. I want you to start looking up in your life, in your goals, in your physical life, okay? Literally, figuratively, everything. Start looking up. Pick your chin up. Stop being down on yourself. Because when you start to be down on yourself, what happens? You go further in the hole. Let's think about it real quick. Really think about it. I want to illustrate this for you. You down on yourself, right? So what happens? Your head goes down, right? Now you start to think about what? Thoughts that are in alignment with what? Being down on yourself. And this is why you have to look up, because when you look up, you're able to get up and you're able to go higher. You cannot go where you aren't looking towards. If I get into a car right now and I put in my GPS, I put an address in my GPS, I can go there because I know where I'm going. But if you're not looking up, you don't know where you're going. And a lot of times it's always our circumstances that's blocking what we feel like we can see. But just because you're not looking at the thing does not mean that it doesn't exist. Because I need you to understand that multiple possibilities all exist at the same time, but it really is based on what are you putting your energy towards. So the things that you want, they already exist. They already exist. Right? You want that new car. You want that new house. You want to quit that job, right? You want that family. Those all exist right now, even if you don't have it physically. It all exists right now. Your job is to lift your chin up, open your eyes, and start to look past your circumstances. That's what time it is right now. If you are not able to look past the forest, you're never going to get what's on the other side of the forest. If you are not able to look through the tunnel and see that little small piece of light, you are not going to get what you want in life. I don't care what's happening. I don't care what you're going through, because at the end of the day, in the big grand scheme of life, it's a small blip on your radar. I want you to think back to anything you've overcame. Does it even matter now? Just think about it. The things that you've been through, do they even matter now? Because you know why they don't matter? Because it's in the past. It's in the past. The only time the past really matters is when we're harping on it, right? Or when we're living in the moment and it's the present moment. But when we're able, if we're going through something and we can look up, we can get up, right? You can only go where you're looking towards. If I'm driving, right? Let's say I'm in California and I'm driving towards, let's say I'm driving towards Seattle. So I'm going north. I'm going up to Washington State, right? If I'm not looking towards Texas, I'm never gonna get there because I'm not looking in that direction to drive in that direction. I'm looking towards Washington, and that's why that's the direction that I'm going. See, your life is gonna follow your vision. So if you don't have a vision, you need to be able to see something. And a lot of times you gotta be able to see it inside of your head, right? But if you can't see it inside your head, maybe get some inspiration from real life. Just the act of looking up and looking past where you're currently at can change your life. Because what happens is, if you start looking past what's currently in front of you, and you start looking for more past where the things that you can see, you're gonna start to have a more expansive way of thinking and an expansive way of looking at the world. But the key is to pick your chin up and to look up. The time is now to look up. The time is now for you to really, really, really ask yourself, what do I want? Do I want more? And you should want more. There's nothing wrong with wanting more in life. There's nothing wrong with wanting more for you. There's nothing wrong with more. The key is for you to understand where you at, but not allow it to hold too much weight on you in the physical part of life. Because I want you to really understand, the physical follows the mental, the metaphysical, the ether. So whatever happens in here, whatever happens in the ether, this is just a reflection of what's going on in the invisible states. And it's up to you to figure out, how can I pour into the ether in a positive way? How could I pour into my subconscious in a positive way? How could I elevate my subconscious? How could I see things that aren't physically here yet? I gotta close my eyes, I gotta be able to see it, right? Being able to close your eyes and see the thing, that's also you looking up. That's also you picking your chin up. You got bills due, look past it. You stressed out about money, look past it, right? You got stuff going on personally, look past it. I'm not saying ignore it, but I'm saying look past it. Because when you're able to look past something, you're able to power through it and power through it in a very strong and powerful way. But if you can only see what's right in front of you or what's below you, you have reached your climax. You have reached the pinnacle of where you could go. But when you look higher, that's when you start to realize you got further to go. And when you realize that you have further to go, you realize that what's in front of you is just a part of the journey. What's in front of you is just a part of the journey. It's a part of your story. But if you're not looking up if you're not looking past your circumstances, if you're not looking past your current, what's going to happen? You're looking down. If you're looking down, there's nothing further for you to see because the only thing you can see is what you've already done. And sometimes that could get heavy. Sometimes that could cause you to beat yourself up. But what happens when you start looking past where you at? What happens when you start looking at more? What happens when you start saying, okay, I got this Kia, right? I got this Toyota, I got this Honda, but let me go look at a Porsche. Let me go test drive this Benz that I want. Let me go look at some houses that are way out of my budget right now. This is what I mean when I say, look up, look where you're going. But you gotta know deep down in your core where you're going. You gotta know deep down in your core who you becoming. You gotta have that vision for yourself. You gotta have that vision for your future. You gotta have that vision for your life. Because if you could look up, you could get up. If you're looking down, you're gonna stay down. So the question that I'm gonna ask you is, do you wanna stay down or do you wanna get up? And do you wanna go higher? That's the question that you gotta ask. And if the answer is you wanna go higher, then it's time to really, really, really discipline yourself to be able to be in a position to look up for an extended period of time. I'm not talking about looking up for one day, feeling good, and then going back to your regular habits. No, I'm talking about you changing your life. I'm talking about you creating better habits. I'm talking about you consistently looking up, no matter what's going on right here, right now. Handle your current, handle your present, and be present. But at the same time, you have to understand that your present, you create your future from your present. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to get where you're going. You gotta learn how to lift your chin up, and you gotta learn how to look up. Go do things and put yourself in situations and go dream bigger than where you are currently at. If you allow yourself to dream bigger here, you're gonna get bigger here. It may take some time, but it will happen. All right? So listen, y'all, pick your chin up. If you're down on yourself, it's all good. It happens. It's a part of life. It's a part of the game. But I want you to realize and I want you to understand that it's all just a journey. And it's up for you to continue on that journey, but you do not want to be running on a hamster wheel of the same thing every day, the same energy every day. If you want more in life, it's time to look up. It's time to look past where you currently at, because that's what's going to excite you to get you where you want to go. All right? So like I always say, y'all, make sure you get up out your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right? And also remember, y'all, the more you study, the less you worry. All right? Y'all stay smooth, man. I'm going to catch you on tomorrow's video. Peace.